Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome episode of the Zero Bytes podcast. I even forgot the name of the podcast. Oh my god.
I love it.
As always, welcome back to another awesome episode with me is Jesse.
Hey, how you doing? So, this is an episode that I'm excited for. How you doing?
I've been better. We'll
I'm
talk
just
about that in a
adjusting
bit.
my hat here. Um, so looks like we got Teddy here. Everybody's already hanging out chatting. How y'all doing?
Yeah. Hey soft. Hey Teddy. Teddy always never misses an episode, as always.
No, I don't think Teddy's ever missed an episode. Not one.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Teddy has been with me through thick and thin. He when I was testing my different live streams and stuff, he's been so helpful. He even explained things about caching in Steam and stuff like that. He's been awesome. Teddy, you're awesome. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Sounds like a pretty
But
cool dude.
uh, what Soft said, if you want to know, thanks to the author of the build for such a great job done for. Oh, well, thank you, Soft. Thank you so much. I do my best. Uh, I do what I can when I can. But I'm gonna ask you how your week was before we get to the a little bit down part of mine. So how was your week?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Started a new job, as you know, and I think I mentioned that on the stream, and I
Yeah,
love it. I'm
it's
doing
good.
network and domain and hosting stuff. I'm just being a big old nerd. We do use Linux at work, so that's always
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and I heard someone who's going to be uh someone by someone is you going to use Zero Linux in church.
Yes, I am gonna. I'm gonna think we talked about that last time
Yeah.
as we were wrapping things up. Yeah, we're gonna move over either to zero or probably zero.
Uh how uh how
How did
did
the
the
interview
interview
go?
Mm.
You did. Oh, with the newspaper. That was pretty cool. Thank you, Teddy.
He still
The story
remembers.
just yeah, the story continues to develop. So yeah.
Well, well,
Um
excellent. I'm glad you love your job.
I
I'm
really
glad
do.
that's
It's really,
uh,
really good. There's
yeah.
overtime, the pay is good, the people are great. I can't ask
Uh,
for anything more.
yeah. And I hope you find a permanent place rather than the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, living in a
Uh,
hotel it's
Step by
weird, but
step.
it's not bad.
Yeah, it's step by step. Step by step.
Yeah.
We don't. We shouldn't take. We do things very fast.
Yeah, the
Uh,
only complaint that I have is just the limitation of the network.
yeah. Doesn't everyone have complaint about hotels?
Oh, sure. It's
uh,
just, 5 megs feels like DSL. So I've been tethering with my phone a lot.
this is what we are on. We are on DSL. But
At
which
least there's
brings me to
progression. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, let's talk about your week and then let's get into the episode.
yeah. I want to start off the episode. I'm sorry to start it on such a low point, but unfortunately, real life sometimes hits you in the head so hard you lose consciousness to reality. We as if no one has heard recently, we were struck by the remaining earthquake from that started in Turkey. It hit Turkey, Syria. It reached all the way to Greece, mildly in Greece.
Yeah.
But we had a 4.5 on the Richter scale. kind of earthquake, it woke me up at 3 a.m. I was scared like
I bet that
for my
scared the crap
life.
out of you.
Yeah, I was fast asleep, snoring like we all do, most of us do.
Yeah.
And then I get woken up by my desk moving side to side and everything moving. I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, did you take any damage? Is everything okay?
Well, the balcony had a few pieces fall from it, but other than that, everything is okay. Knock on wood.
Well,
And
good.
I was like, please don't take my computers away. Me, but not my computers. I was like, no. If my computers are alive, but me, I'm dead. Who's going to use my computers? I was trying to turn it into a joke because I was scared.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
and
think
we
that's normal. I think most of us would do something like that.
Yeah, it's a reactionary thing. It's a defense mechanism. Uh, and beyond that, we haven't had water for a month, hot water for a month. It's been a month. It's been almost a month since I last showered. But the other day I had to. I couldn't. I couldn't. I was rotting in my clothes, so I had to
Yeah,
shower the old.
those cold showers are good for you, they say.
Mhm. Yeah, no. I did it 1900 style, which is with the containers, heating up water in a big thing, and having a scoop to scoop the water and put it on my head, and 1900 style.
Yeah,
So things are not
but
okay.
you're bathing indoors. How dare you complain about such luxury?
Yeah, but yeah, and the reason I need to explain why we're going pre-recorded
Yeah.
for starting next episode onwards. We've had 5 great live episodes, each one with its own set of issues. But recently, my ISP has dropped. Not my ISP, all ISPs in the country. But why do we even bother calling them different ISP? They're all taking from the same supplier. It's not each is a different supplier. They're all
So
there's only one.
they're not ISPs, they're resellers.
They're resellers, correct? So the infrastructure got downgraded. The entire infrastructure got downgraded. So as a result, my speed used to be called open speeds. What open speed means, for people who don't know, it's whatever your line supports, you will get. So we got downgraded from up to 20 megabits per second to up to 8 megabits per second.
Wow.
So as a result, I won't be able to stream much, uh, and I prefer to provide you all with a good quality episode every week rather than a live episode that is littered with disconnections, uh, bad, lower quality image, and all that. So, and I feel you are free to tell me if I'm right or wrong, chat. But I feel that I told Jesse about it.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel like when we do it pre-recorded, it's more structured. We're not.
Well, it's a lot more structured. Sure, we don't stop and talk to the chatters. We love you guys, but sometimes we
Yeah,
do go down a rabbit hole.
yeah, we do talk about different subjects that, like last week, I had a thumbnail pre-made and everything to talk about gaming. In my personal opinion, on Linux, we ended up occupying the entire stream with subjects talking to chat, and we completely got derailed. And I had to update the title of the episode, update the thumbnail, and everything. So with pre-recorded, it's more structured. We talk about what we need to talk about. We joke around a little bit, but we don't end up missing the main subject of the episode. So, what do you think, guys?
Yeah. It's
I mean, for me personally, it's more structured when pre-recorded, but derailing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do get derailed in the pre-recorded versions too, but much less than live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's much less than with live. Don't you agree, Teddy? Oh, and I just saw Josh. Welcome to my internet. Oh, the
Oh, boy.
comedian joins. On the other hand,
But, there's a silver lining to it. It means that we do not have to discontinue the podcast. We started it as pre-recorded. It's a little bit of a setback to some people maybe, but it's not
yeah,
like we lose the podcast. So
we
it's
won't
it's not
lose
a
the
loss.
we won't lose the podcast. And here's another thing I already told you, but I'm gonna tell Chat that we still we will have a live, but it's going to happen twice a month, every 2 weeks. We're going to have a bi-weekly live event where Jesse and I will just sit here. It's not a podcast, and wait for you, the chat, to ask us questions, and we'll address those questions directly. It's a live give and take with chat. It's not going to be a podcast. It's just us talking whatever with chat. It's just we either do it bi-weekly or once a month. What do you think, chat? Once a month or bi-weekly? Because if I drop the bitrate to 3000 as I just did, I can still slip by the limitations of my connection. So I'm gonna wait a minute for chat to reply before we get into our topics for today. Okay, no. What do you think, Teddy? Okay, I'm checking if it dropped. No, it didn't drop. It's still in the green. Well, we'll see what Teddy will say. I will say one last thing about the situation. Zero Linux really could use your help donation wise. Financially, the reason I am in wearing outside clothes is because we don't have heating. I cannot afford heating. People, well, I'll keep it on hold, on the back burner for now. So I'm not gonna do it right away. I'll just keep it on the back burner, Teddy. See how I'll discuss it with Jesse behind the scenes and see what we can come up with. But before we start the main topics, I know we've been talking for 18 minutes, but Zero Linux could use a lot of financial help because I cannot afford heating. That's why I'm wearing outside clothes at home. Uh, cannot afford the bill for heating, so the only way I heat is by watching that 90s show under my bed sheets. So if you can spread the word however you can, wherever you can, uh, about with a link to my fundraiser to help me pay for heating because no heating. So without you guys help now, it's desperate. It's no longer something a joking matter or I want to make extra money. It's no extra money. It's money that will pay for heating. So it's very urgent. I need to afford. I need to raise the $1,000 by the end of this month, which we don't have much time for. Yeah. Well, it's not $1,000, but it's $400. That's all I need until I reach 1,000 on my fundraiser. But already used up everything that I received so far. You're muted. Oh, you're muted. Is your mic battery still alive? As usual, battery dead. But yeah, I could really use your help. Yeah, much better. I can hear it.
Nobody saw that. This is why my secret is 2 mics.
Yeah, one
Children.
dies, replace it with the other. But yeah, I really need financial help.
Yeah. But what I was
So
saying before I went mute was thank you to everybody that's been helping him out so far.
So yeah, I'm the bill for, to be on to be completely transparent. The bill for heating is $350.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because heating here is I think it's diesel. No, yeah, diesel powered, not fuel powered, diesel powered. So diesel, the ton of diesel is pretty expensive. So $350 a month I need, and if and I need it on a monthly basis. So if you could do it via Patreon, would be better because Patreon is continuous monthly.
Right.
Uh, whereas fundraiser, once I pay, I use the money up. If nobody else donates, it's gonna be stale. I'm not gonna receive anything. So yeah, I think the once a month Q&A thing. Okay, sorry. I
Yeah.
think the once a month Q&A thing would be good, but really dependent on how many people show up for it.
Yeah. I
That is
think he's
very
got a
true.
point.
He's got a point.
So that we're not diluting our user base.
So monthly should be enough.
Yeah, I think so.
I will add this to it, and I know the answer will be no, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask it anyway. Yes or no? Patreon only for the monthly, or should we make it public?
I don't think so. No.
No, I don't want to put it behind a Patreon, but I just had a thought.
Yeah, I think that there would be a lot of backlash from that.
Yeah. But I do have a series that is a Patreon only series. It's ZeroTalk. ZeroTalk. I will have a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half talk with various people online.
Yep.
Next week, I'm going to have Matt for this month.
Yeah,
For
it's
next
really
month.
cool. You guys seem to be doing a lot of work together.
Yeah. And for next month, it's going to be. What's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Puxry.
Oh, from Hyperland.
Yeah, and the month after that, it's going to be Nick from the Linux Experiment.
Wow, you are pulling some big names.
And the month after that, I'm gonna have another guy. It's going to be what's his name? Nicolo from the KDE developers.
Wow.
And after
that must be a good one for you.
Yeah, and after that, I'm going to have my good buddy from the Linux. What's the name of his channel? Let me see. What's the name of his channel? The Linux. Oh, come on! I forgot his channel name.
Come on.
What's the name of his channel? Oh, geez, I'm looking it up. I have. Oh, yeah, awesome. He has awesome logo on it. Where is it?
The pineapple pizza hater.
Yeah, Nicolo
he hates.
Of course, he's Italian. He's Italian. Tell that to any Italian person.
Look, American pizza is not valid pizza in the world unless you are my girlfriend who says all pizzas are valid, and she's pretty convincing about it.
Yeah. I can't find his channel. God damn it. I follow so many people. My timeline is corroded with Linux content.
Yeah.
It's only Linux content. I only have LTT that is not Linux.
So
What's his channel? Okay. Show more. Uh, Nicolo. Ah, the Linux Tube. My good buddy from the Linux Tube.
nice.
I'm gonna have him over, and That's where I'm out of people to interview. But
Yeah.
there's still Brody. There's still Brody. No, not to forget Brody. Uh, but yeah, I got those covered so far.
Oh, well, Melissa's hijacking the chat.
True
All
on once a
pizzas are
month.
valid.
Uh. Oh,
Yeah. So
there's someone who on Discord who called themselves DoorDash.
really, that's funny.
Yeah, his name is Ripley. He's a good
Wait,
friend.
does yeah, Ripley's cool guy.
Yeah,
Did he start doing DoorDash finally?
I think so. I think that's why he called himself DoorDash.
Oh, that yeah, I'll have to see how he's doing with it because
You're the professional here.
what professional DoorDash?
Yep.
Well, I actually might stream from the road today. I know this is absolutely off topic, and we should get to our actual
Yeah.
talk soon. I'm thinking about streaming from the road today with Melissa, either today or tomorrow, because tomorrow is the Super Bowl.
Ooh, I know all America will be cheering.
Yeah.
They'll be watching from bars, having their
Oh yeah.
beers.
Yeah. So our plan, we're probably going to go to a bigger town than the one we live in, and make a make a game out of it. See how much we can make. Delivery during the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl to us.
Oh, hey,
Like
what's up, Reg GT? Red GT?
so yeah, if you don't mind, I think my topic's a little bit shorter than
Yeah,
yours,
yeah.
so I'm going to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you start. Let's start with your topic.
Cool. I sent you a link if you want to put the original source article up on screen for the viewers from OMG Linux.
Yeah, 1 second, 1 second. I need to open OBS. Did
Yeah,
you send it to
or
OBS?
we no, I didn't send. No, it's in the Discord chat for the stream.
Discord chat. You mean
The streaming
no?
chat.
Oh, oh. Sorry,
Did
guys.
you lose me?
No.
Here, I can also put it in the. I'll go ahead and put it in the stream chat as well.
No. Don't put it in the stream chat because that's gonna move our frames.
Oh yeah.
Send it to me via DM. DM it to me on Discord.
Okay. Sure. So, yeah, I came across this article on OMG, and I thought it was really interesting because, as you guys know, since off and on when Nobara 37 got released, I started using it,
Yeah.
and since that's Fedora based, this caught my attention. Fedora 38, the next release they're working on, the next stable release, is going to have full flat hub access without having to do a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, which is really cool. If
Yep.
you don't know, Fedora's thing is way heavy on FOSS only, open source only. You really have to go out of your way to do proprietary or closed source stuff on Fedora,
Yeah. That is
and
true.
that extended to their implementation of Flatpak and
Yep.
what you could pull down. And this is a huge progress step for Fedora being accessible to your everyday Linux user, I think.
Yep. 100%. So, having unlimited access to Flatpaks, that's the main subject.
Sure. I think it's going to be a little bit more headache for the developers of Fedora, but I think it's going to be a much better user experience all around. and it's gonna, all the community spins. Obviously, they'll get it. Stuff like Nobara, that's more or less a polished up Fedora distro. They're gonna benefit too. It's going to be a lot easier to do regular everyday things, and for mass adoption of Linux, period, I think it's a good step, especially
It's
with somebody with brand recognition like Fedora. Everybody knowing that they're on the Red Hat base. This is a good move, in my opinion.
it's a great move, but there's another thing we should note that they mention on their own page that they are still going to have their own Flatpaks available, their own Flatpak repository available, not the unlimited. It's going to be
Right,
two repositories: the unfiltered one, which is basically FlatHub unfiltered,
right.
and another one that is the Fedora Flatpak. But here's the thing: with this implementation, they are going to prioritize their Flatpak repo over FlatHub.
You know, honestly, that doesn't feel much different, at least in theory, to me. Like Ubuntu prioritizing their stuff, but allowing you to do a PPA,
Yeah,
or even if you're talking about Fedora world, like Copper.
yeah, but what if a package is available on both repos, the FlatHub and their repositories? They're gonna prioritize the one on their FlatHub, Flatpak repos over the FlatHub because they would have tested it prior to adding it.
Right.
So it's I see it as a good thing because if they tested it to work on Fedora on their own creation, it's better to trust the Fedora repo over the FlatHub, which wasn't tested specifically on Fedora.
Yeah, and
So,
they're kind of in this weird place. They're not as bleeding edge as something rolling like, say, Arch.
oh, yeah,
But
it
but
goes
I
without
believe,
saying.
no, they're leading edge, not bleeding edge.
Yes,
And they do a lot more testing.
and as Teddy says, that sounds great for Fedora.
Yeah.
Uh,
He says he
Matt would be happy. Yeah, Matt will be happy. Definitely, 100%. But Matt is currently too busy with his new shiny toy called the Steam Deck. But okay.
yeah.
And he's doing a 6 months challenge where he's going to be using Gentoo for
Gent,
6,
wow.
but not Gentoo, pure Gentoo. He's going to be using it using
What, Garuda?
RedCore,
RedCore.
which is a Calamares based installer for basically it uses Plasma and it uses Calamares. So everything is done for you. The only thing he mentioned on his video that this morning was that it doesn't include do as or sudo. So you have to install those yourself,
Oh, so
one or
so
both
to do root,
yourself,
you have to really actually drop to full root.
and install do as or sudo, whichever one you want to use, or both, and add yourself to the sudoers or do as group to be able to pull all these things. But otherwise, he says, according to his video, I recommend you go watch that video.
Okay.
It's I've never seen a Gentoo distro that uses Calamares, and apparently that is quote unquote easier to use to install than actual Gentoo. So if anyone
Well,
wants to,
most things are easier to install than Gentoo used to be.
yeah. Uh,
I
so it's a
remember
friend.
I was starting to use Gentoo in about 2005.
Well, I never tried Gentoo in any shape or form because
Well, sure, and
everybody
I
scares
just
me from it.
dated myself here.
But no, but he mentions again. I'm gonna link to his video in the show notes, uh, because he says it's a friendlier way to use Gentoo. It's easy to install, easy to set up. There are a few things to get the grasp of. It's the emerge, demerge, merge, something like that.
Oh, merges used to. Oh, merging the NVIDIA drivers used to be a
Yeah,
nightmare.
he uses AMD, so he has no issues. But there's a lot in that video. I
It
recommend you
sounds like a
watch it.
good watch. Yeah,
Yeah, it is a good watch.
but
But to keep up with the subject, Fedora is doing great, and
yeah,
especially that in with Fedora 38, not also will they introduce an unfiltered flat hub, but new spin-offs like Budgie and some other thing. So
yeah.
they're
You know, I'm
opening up,
excited. Right. You know, I'm excited for that.
especially that Budgie 10.7 just got released. So
Yeah.
uh,
If you like GNOME and you feel like it's too heavy, that's where Budgie comes
it's
into play.
they're doing a lot of great things. Fedora are opening up finally. They're embracing the entire thing, the openness. The only thing still the problems with the what should we call it, the proprietary codecs,
Right.
which people can circumvent by adding a repo, the what you call it in Fedora, the Fusion, RPM
Yeah,
Fusion,
RPM Fusion. Yeah.
and Copper repos, and you can install them yourself. It's not like a deal breaker or anything. You can just install
No.
them from different repos. They just won't ship them by default. I don't know why people started hating on Fedora because they did that. Well, you just have to add a repo and download them. It's not like they completely shackled your hands
No.
or put shackles around your wrists. It's just another step to do. I don't know, but I'm loving the road that Fedora is taking. I still won't use it because I'm an Arch fan.
Yep. And that's
Uh,
okay because it's Linux and we can do what we want.
exactly. Which brings me to my topic: is an extension in GNOME to use ChatGPT, and the subject is ChatGPT, not that, but ChatGPT, because GNOME want to embrace ChatGPT. Microsoft bought it with dineros, didn't embrace it. They paid dineros for it, and
Yeah.
as far as I know, uh, uh, as far as I know, the TOS of of OpenAI for ChatGPT is as long as it's not connected to the internet, it's cool. But what did Microsoft do? They took it, they paid billions for it, and I think they connected it to the internet. I could be wrong. I didn't get too deep into that rabbit hole because it's
Well,
too
I
deep.
mean, you know what they say. You want Skynet? This is how you get Skynet.
Well, yeah, this is what a lot of people are saying, but uh, it's not that. It's
You don't think
uh,
so?
it's not. Well, Skynet will happen. In Arabic, they say in shitna in abayna, we're gonna get to it. That means even if you wanted it or didn't want it, it's gonna happen. So, but my worry is for now is uh the how soon is Skynet gonna happen because of that? How soon? I think it's
Just
sooner than we
give up.
expected.
Join the singularity.
Yeah. So I'm like, Microsoft, you what? They integrated it into Bing, and I watched the WAN show today, 3 hours and 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
I have a headache now, but uh, it was just watching Linus, his jaw dropping to the floor like 100 times over, because he asked it what color water bottle goes with the black and white tracksuit. It came up with amazing results. So and they uttered the words. Him and Luke said, "Now we have no choice but to use Bing to search the interweb."
Yeah, like
What?
I can't imagine how it felt to hear Linus say that.
He was like, "Yeah," because the best thing about ChatGPT is it's conversational. You talk to it. I used it. I tried it. I had it write a script that you will see in the Zero Linux tool. If you use ButterFS and you want to install Snapper, the script behind the button in the tool was written by ChatGPT 100%. I just added the pauses and changed this the messages, the echo what message. I replaced it because ChatGPT wasn't he was giving me a very long sentence. I just made it shorter, but everything else was written by ChatGPT. So, and
Well,
I
I
had
mean,
I enjoyed the
welcome to the
conversation.
future, yeah.
I enjoyed the conversation with ChatGPT. It wasn't human. I enjoyed a nerdy conversation with a
With a
script,
bot.
with a bot. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. I told it to add ASCII. I told, and then I didn't like the ASCII it gave me. I told it, okay, but that ASCII you generated is not nice. Can you generate it using different characters? And it did, and it gave me colors, and it. Wow. And you don't need to repeat anything you said prior. It keeps up with the conversation. And if you want to change the subject, you cannot change it with this. You have to start a new session. Otherwise, it's going to keep stuck to the initial style that you mentioned. I was like, oh my god, I'm talking to a bot like a human.
Yeah. We have Jarvis.
And, yeah, and like Teddy said, when it wrote the script, when it generated the script I asked it to, it didn't only generate the script, it explained every step, every command that was used. It explained what it did.
What do you even do at that point?
It's taking people's jobs away from them.
Yeah, I am definitely hearing that. I think we've got a little while before ChatGPT can do all the IT jobs, but probably not an infinite amount of time.
Well, as of today, ChatGPT has a limited cutoff period to 2021. It starts from it has everything until 2021. It doesn't go beyond 2021. So if you ask it something that was posted beyond 2021, it won't know how to reply. But with Microsoft, it's different because it's connected to the internet at a limited capacity, as Microsoft puts it. To avoid all the issues that happened before, you get results like Linus got results from his store up to a few days ago.
Huh. So it's already learning new things.
Yeah. Which brings me to an area that is typically very sensitive that someone mentioned on Matt's Discord server was the legality of things. When we're talking code, it has access to GitHub, but GitHub code can be licensed under a non-free open source license. It can be licensed under MIT or whatever license that I don't remember all the license types, but the one that doesn't allow you to use the code unless you give attribution and whatever. What if it gives you those kind of codes? They're gonna the code owner will have no choice but to either sue you or come after you and tell you, hey, you're using a non-free open source code. This is closed source. Why are you using my code? Having such a useful thing is good on one end. It's a double-edged sword. It's good on one side, but bad on the other. Bad for the owners of whatever it's gonna spit out.
Do you think we're going to see exclusions of things
Yeah,
like
the people behind.
ChatGPT from the GPL?
I don't know
Do you
that
think there's
much.
going to be things that are designed to identify code made by
I
something
hope
like
so.
GPT?
I
Because
hope so.
I've heard
I
that
hope so.
universities are banning it because
Yeah,
students are just they're completely
cheating
not
and
doing their work and they're just having
cheating. They
ChatGPT make it
yeah.
for them. Yeah.
The what universities are calling it is a cheat tool. Uh, so basically, what you said is students not doing their homeworks, having ChatGPT do it for them, uh, and it's not always correct. ChatGPT can give you the wrong answers, but because users don't know, they just okay, it gave me an answer. It's a bot, so
Right.
it
They
should be
assume
100%. They assume it's correct. So, but as someone mentioned, the developers OpenAI included in ChatGPT telltale signs that show it's a chatbot.
well, that's good.
But you have to be smart to see them. Not everyone can notice them. It's not something that everyone will be able to notice. It takes a trained eye. Uh, but
As long as
OpenAI are
people are transparent, but there are many incentives not to be transparent with something like that.
no, they're not. Students are using it to cheat. There's a movement on Reddit. If you watch a video by Brody, there's a movement on Reddit called Dan. Do anything now. They're trying to break ChatGPT and to jailbreak ChatGPT to no success. They are at now version 7.0, if I'm not mistaken, or 6.0,
No
and
kidding.
they still couldn't manage to break it. Uh, but from what I read online is that the OpenAI are artificially limiting ChatGPT because they don't want it to get out of hand. Because I don't know if I'm allowed to mention this on YouTube, but let's just say if it falls in the wrong hands, they don't want it to do things that it shouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's not hard to imagine people doing
Look at
things they
Einstein. He
shouldn't.
created the nuclear, not bomb, but a nuclear physics, and they created a bomb out of it, and they nuked whatever. So it's not something we should take lightly.
I
It's very
agree with
useful.
you.
It's something very useful for us maintainers and developers, and because for me, when I had to create that script, I didn't just use it blindly and didn't learn anything. I learned how to do an if statement because what the script that I asked it to write was if ButterFS file system detected, then go ahead and install Snapper and its tools and initialize the configurations and create a snapshot
Yeah.
for home and root. If not, just tell the user you're not using ButterFS file system. And I remember how. If lsblk equals shows ButterFS, then continue with these steps. I know by heart how to do it. I
Well,
didn't do
there
it
you go.
blindly, but some users will just use it, copy, paste, call it a day, not learn anything. Uh,
Not
I,
awesome.
I I dislike things like that, but for me, for certain things, I see its usefulness, but not for everything. Because people, as we all know, people can become dependent on them.
Oh, sure.
I became dependent on a fellow Lebanese guy to do the Zero Linux website. I became so dependent that I wasn't doing anything myself. I was throwing everything his way. The only way he figured out that I should learn was like throw me in the middle of the ocean and let me learn how to swim.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
that is one way to do it.
and I did learn. I started modifying everything that the Zero Linux website is today is after me modifying it, learning how he did things. When I reach roadblocks, I can no longer contact him. He's busy, or I don't know what the reasons for his disappearance are. I'm not gonna say anything because it could be anything. So uh,
Yeah.
I ask people to teach me how to do it, not to do it for me. If they do it for me, if I sometimes ask them to do it for me, I check their code, I learn from their code.
Yeah, I mean that's how you put together Zero Linux. Yeah, is looking at other people's code, changing what you
Yeah,
liked.
that's how I learned how to work on Zero Linux. It also helps to shorten the scope of searching and learning about things, which is nice. Yeah, it shortens. Yeah, because
Yeah,
when you search the web, if you want to learn something and you search the web, you're gonna spend more time finding the exact result you need than actually learning. With
that's
ChatGPT,
true.
it cuts that in a billion pieces. So it takes you maybe minutes to learn something that otherwise using search engine would take you a week or 2 weeks.
Do you think it's fair to say it's a good tool for, if you need information right now, it's great.
It's it's great. Uh,
If you
uh,
need retention, if you need, you know, creative changes, maybe not so much.
yeah. Sorry about that. Uh, but yeah, it's very useful if you want the result right now, this instant. And there's another useful thing about ChatGPT. When you get your result, like let's say a script, you can ask
Okay.
ChatGPT to design it and to modify it to your own ends. Like if you want to give it a pizzazz, like colors, ASCII code, make it look good, you can ask ChatGPT to do that. You cannot ask Search to do that for you. Search
I
will
think,
just
yeah,
will give you examples, but that you have to modify, that you have to do things for. It's gonna take much longer. But if you tell, it's a conversation bot. It's like a human. Uh, you tell it, I don't like this. I prefer it that way, or this way, or that way. I prefer if you put this in the center. If you and it's a conversation. It keeps it's more
it's wild.
enjoyable. It's more enjoyable uh, to use ChatGPT over search. Like when you ask it for a recipe for apple pie, it's gonna give you the recipe. But then you tell it, I have what's it called? I am diabetic. The reply to that, the way ChatGPT replies is, I'm so sorry you have diabetes, but okay, here's a list of sugar substitutes.
Yeah.
It apologizes before it continues. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
Well, the
It's
apology means that, if it's implemented into hardware, maybe it will obey Asimov's three laws of robotics. If it's apologizing for giving a diabetic sugar, maybe it's not allowed to harm a human.
no, it's no. This apology is a politeness gesture. It's a politeness gesture. It's not saying I'm sorry I gave you the wrong thing because the actual recipe uses sugar.
Right.
But the user did not tell it prior that he was diabetic. He added this after. So as if it had feelings, it was apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like
And
saying I'm sorry for your loss. Or
yeah, yeah, it's absolutely insane.
yeah, I'm like, there's no place for humans no more. There's no place for humans. There's only place for a couple of humans who will program the AI, but that's it. I don't know if you watched The Cube, the movie The
I
Cube.
no, I'm
Uh,
sorry.
you should watch it. They put people in a room, in a cubic, in a four wall or 6. It's a cubic room, but that cube is a part of a larger cube, multiple cubes in a larger cube. Each room is a cube in a larger cube, and each room has, let's just say, saw style of traps.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the, like by humans. At the end, you only one survives. But it's like there's only the people who program the cube and those 5 people. Those are the last remaining survivors of the human race. And at the end, the one who reaches the end, the exit, is one human being. So you got one human being and the controllers of the cube.
Wow.
It's an amazing movie to watch. But anyway, it's like no more room for humans. Let's let the AI replicate and take over Skynet. It's like Skynet, like you said, Skynet.
Yeah, well, we're going to see very quickly that humans are buggy.
Oh, hello, Melissa. The Cube is great. She watched The Cube.
Yeah. Melissa gets more nerd points than I do when it comes to movies, TV shows. She knows
Melissa,
all the cool stuff.
My hat off to you, my lady. My hat off to you, my lady. Hey, I am a snob too, because I wouldn't have guessed where that phaser she showed me was from if I wasn't. I can't wait for Star Trek Picard season 3 coming in. What wasn't it on? It's coming on the 15th or the 17th?
Let's check.
Melissa should know by heart. We're gonna see. I didn't know we're going to see Dr. Crusher. When I saw Dr. Crusher in that latest trailer, I was like,
looks like February 16th.
16th in 5 days. Less than 5 days. But I saw Dr. Crusher like McFadden, ages like fine wine. She is as beautiful today as she was when she first appeared on The Next Generation.
Agreed.
I'm like, I want Dr. Crusher. Let's see what Picard will do when he sees her. And the return of Lore. Although he was disassembled in The Next Generation, I don't know what he's doing back.
Well, you can. It is amazing how many times we can recycle Brent Spiner.
Poor Brent Spiner. But there's the reason I'm talking Star Trek right now is because I just realized in the recent remakes and rehashes of Star Trek, they're using Linux on the back end.
Of course they are, because it looks absolutely foreign to Windows users. That's a cheap trick they've been doing for forever.
But the only sad part is they're no longer going to be using the voice of Troy's mother, or Gene Roddenberry's wife voice in as the computer's voice. They chose not to anymore in this one. And I saw on a lot of fan forums, Star Trek fan forums, people going up in arms just about that. They're like, I'm not going to watch Star Trek Picard because her voice is no longer used for the computer. I'm like, come on, guys. Okay, it's sad, but the woman passed away a while ago, and
tell ChatGPT to replicate her voice.
Well, it's not about, they have the snippets. It's in their database, but they don't want to use it out of respect.
Right.
And plus,
a respect thing completely.
It's a respect thing and a licensing thing. Don't forget the licensing.
There's that too, yeah.
So, come on, people. No need to go up in arms just for a computer's voice. They're going to use somebody else's. I think the one that was used for the 2009 Star Trek. So, but yeah, ChatGPT is a scary thing. I would be very careful how I use it.
Yeah.
I don't recommend people trusting it 100%. I would I would recommend to check the code that
Yeah,
it spits out.
let's be careful.
Yeah, for licensing, especially for licensing. We don't want you to get into trouble just for using a generated
Some
code.
borrowed code, right?
Borrowed code. Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Speaking of borrowed code, what's your thing of the week?
All right. We need to start wrapping up. My thing of the week. What did I mention? And I forgot the document.
I think you guys got to hear my dog. She has opinions.
Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah. So, what
Um.
did you spend all week using?
Oh. Uh. I'm going to be talking about AirDroid. Uh. AirDroid is a very useful tool. It's a website, basically, airdroid.com. You download the application on your phone, be it an iPhone or Android. But on iPhone, it's much more limited than on Android. What this allows you to do is basically uninstall applications via AirDroid. No need to. You can sideload applications using it. Just download all the APKs and mass install them in one go. You'll have to answer all the prompts one by one on your phone, but yeah, if you want to go crazy like I once did, installing 230 applications in one go, have fun clicking agree, or allow 250 times. But it allows you to do that. It allows you to send SMS. It allows you to.
And it works on iPhone also?
Not for installing apps.
I didn't
For
think so. I
No,
didn't think
on.
Apple's
Mm-mm.
permission system would allow that.
No, it will allow you to just browse files, send files and receive files, send SMS, receive SMS, send emails, receive emails, and transfer files like music, videos, and stuff like that. That's it.
Gotcha.
It's
Makes
better
sense.
than It's better than KDE Connect. That's all I know.
KDE Connect, it's good for what it is.
Well, I couldn't transfer files bigger than 5 MB using it. Anything beyond that, it just hangs and crashes.
You know, I
Uh,
had some of that and I thought it was my phone.
No, it's KDE Connect. It's good for reading SMS and doing small things like that, but transferring files is not always 100% reliable. But AirDroid on Android is superb. You can even use your camera. You can control your phone with it. You can do whatever. The way it works is very simple. You just install the application on your phone, access the IP. I don't recommend you because it offers you to access it via web.airdroid.com. Don't do that.
I
That will
guess that
require.
introduces a bit of latency, right?
No, no, no. It's not about that. It's a limited service unless you pay.
Huh. I don't want to pay to
Yeah,
use my own phone. No, thank you.
exactly. No, they give you that option, but you have to use your local IP. You just when you start the application, it uses your phone's IP. So all you have to do is input in your browser, in your web browser, the IP semicolon quadruple eights, 8888.
Right. 8888. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you are fully on your phone. No limitations, no need to pay, no need to anything. It's just local to you, and that's nice because it's better for privacy. So
Sure.
web.airdroid.com is if you have a public IP, number one, which not a lot of people have, and number two, it's a privacy concern. So
Yeah.
you're basically doing all your file transfers, SMS, and emails over their web.
Yeah,
So
I don't think I like that either.
yeah, so I would recommend users to use just the local IP part of it. You don't have a file size limitation, whereas on web you have a file size limitation of 2 GB. Anything beyond that, you have to pay, and plus the privacy thing. It's a wonderful tool, and I want to put in because we skipped over yet another week. One of the subjects I wanted to talk about is gaming on Linux, but we're gonna keep it for the pre-recorded version next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that subject is a very long one.
It
I
really
need to talk.
that's
I,
yeah.
I I've
That
been
should be a
experiencing
one
gaming.
topic episode.
Yeah, that's next week's episode. It's a one topic episode, so no need to come up with your own topic. We're gonna be
Oh, I
talking
have
about
lots to
gaming.
say about gaming on Linux too. You know that.
Yeah. So next week's topic will be gaming on Linux because I've been doing nothing but gaming on Linux for the past month, from time to time, of course, not all the time. And I have encountered zero issues. I just need to figure out why Battle.net is giving me the error that no hardware acceleration detected in bottles, but I'll
Mm,
get that fixed in no time. I just need to.
yeah.
But anyway, with that being said, what's your thingy of the week?
I've spent some time actually getting to use the Game Capture plugin for OBS Studio. It's prepackaged in Nobara. It's
Yeah,
available
and
on the AUR by none other than Glorious Egg Roll. So big shout out to
the
wonderful,
plugin
wonderful
alone,
dude.
the plugin is available separately on the AUR.
Yes, I think it's OBS dash Game
Ah, the
Capture
one
or hold on.
OBS VK, or that's the official plugin, not the one by.
Let's see. I'm headed over there to the actual thing. It is OBS-VK Capture
Yeah, it's
because
available. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
one that's available for the Flatpak as well.
yeah. And now if you do it through the AUR, I think the newest version combines the Vulkan and OpenGL. There used to be separate plugins for it, and now VK Capture simply merged them both. So regardless of which one you use, when you pass Steam the OBS Game Capture
It will
prefix,
detect the game.
it
Yeah,
will do either one.
but if you have, my question is, if you have other commands in the in Steam, like
I would
you
I would think that you would probably have to do OBS VK Capture first.
first, then the other command.
Yes, that's how I would try it.
Because there is a DXVK for NVIDIA. It's called NVDXVK. Because NVIDIA is not Vulkan. Vulkan is AMD.
Right.
So there is a there is, I don't know if it's a plugin or whatever it is. It's another version of DXVK. There's DSVK and there's DXVK for NVIDIA. You can do them afterwards. Thanks, Steady,
Right.
as always. But that thing requires flags in Steam as well in order for it to be used. If you're using NVIDIA, if you're using AMD, no need, because natively it's gonna pick up Vulkan. But if you want to
Right.
use Vulkan with NVIDIA, you have to pass those parameters to the game in Steam, so you are able to use the XVK NVIDIA. But that's
Yeah.
in rare cases. I tried it. It just adds another 30 seconds to the game launching from Steam.
Oh, right. Because yeah. Well,
It's
I mean,
falling back.
most of my stuff I don't play in Wine like you do. I play it almost exclusively through Steam.
No, me, I don't use Wine. I only use Wine for GOG because all I do is install GOG games and I launch them and they automatically work. They don't show a Wine pop up or anything, they just launch.
Right.
But for most of my games are Steam, and or for Overwatch and Diablo, it's Battle.net.
Yeah.
But Battle.net is Wine because it's going through GE Wine in
Yes.
bottles. In bottles. But for Steam, it's Proton, and I'm not using GE Proton because the games I play, they're either native, like what's it called, Black Mesa,
Hmm.
the Half-Life thing. It's native to Linux, or I play God of War, and God of War runs with just Proton 7.06.
Yep. Most of my Steam library runs pretty well on Proton.
So I don't need Proton GE. I don't download even Proton. I don't have it on my system.
Right.
I'm not saying it's useless. I'm saying the games I play don't require Proton GE. I'm lucky enough to not require that. Some people do prefer it because it has more compatibility and stuff. It's not wrong, but for me, it just
Yeah.
works. But
So
being able to capture games on OBS with such ease with the Game Capture plugin, that's a plus. And
yeah,
yeah,
it's gotten rid of all of my headaches for the most part.
yeah, and it's
Can do
available
that with
on
game
Zero
mode.
Linux.
I need to learn about game mode.
Game mode, yeah, I don't understand what game mode is. I need to do more research. There's game mode. There's a lot of tools. There's a lot of tools for gaming.
Yeah,
I
but
tried Heroic Launcher. It's way too complicated for me. Even me, who maintains a distro, it's way too complicated for me. Too many
yeah,
options.
it's funny that you mentioned Heroic, and I want to leave on this. Game capture is supposed to work with anything that you can pass that prefix to. I have not figured out how to do game capture mode for stuff that I'm doing in the
Isn't it
Heroic
just a
launcher.
check? Isn't it just a checkbox, or is it in Lutris that it is?
It might be Lutris, but Lutris, can you do Epic Games through Lutris?
Yeah, apparently.
I'm gonna have to try that then because
It's
I
way too
play
complicated for me.
Rocket League.
You just for game mode.
Game mode run
Yeah.
command. Okay.
What's that? He says I mainly use launch arguments like dash
Can't
dev.
use it with EA apps. Yeah, I play Rocket League a lot, and I would love to have game capture mode because X
Rocket.
Composite is
Yeah.
too slow.
Rocket League is epic. Yeah. To skip the logos and videos before the start menus, you just add dash dev.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to skip all those because they take ages to load. Well, thank you, Teddy. You're the gamer among gamers on Linux.
Yeah.
And he's using both 0G and 0KDE on his system.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been on.
This was a fun episode, and I'm really excited to do an all gaming next week.
And good news, not a single draw.
No. Do you want to see about maybe continuing at the reduced bitrate, or do you want to go back to pre-recorded?
What do you think, chat? I'm going to rely on Teddy because Teddy is the entire chat.
Melissa was here too.
And Melissa.
Being a nerd
Melissa.
with you. Being a nerd with you, talking, validness of pizzas and how cool Star Trek is.
Sorry, Melissa. It was pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Teddy, is it good enough to keep on doing it just this way?
No drops? Go for testing. Okay.
Go for testing. What does that mean?
Keep going as is. Let's say tentative.
Tentative. Okay. I'll keep it. So.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be riddled with problems. You and I, before stream, we talked about it. We were both prepared for this to be kind of a farewell. Riddled with problems and drop connections.
Oh, Melissa, thank you for forgiving me.
Springle said to stay on the reduced bitrate. It works very well. How's the picture quality for you guys? How's the sound?
Yeah. How's the sound and the picture quality? Because
that's really what's going to determine it for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to edit the episode for the audio. Remove all the live stuff.
Don't say
Teddy.
That. Don't say that.
No, Teddy, I'm not gonna stream games at this bitrate. If this is what you want.
Oh no, 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 no. The sounding quality is excellent. That's good. Very good.
Well, I'm gonna do a test stream next week
Cool.
for gaming. Maybe keep it. Maybe keep it. 1080 looks great for me. Okay,
Wow.
Springle.
All
Okay,
right.
it's been I figured out the Achilles heel of my ISP, and I can stream again. Okay.
There you go.
All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. It's awesome to talk to you, as always, and of course, His Majesty Jesse.
Oh boy.
I rolled a red carpet to you, sir.
Well, I appreciate and feel like I deserve that. Why not? Everybody deserves red carpet.
You've been hanging on with me for the past month and a half?
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy. With your ISP issue, we can do it. I'm doing this from a hotel Wi-Fi. Like, this is great.
Yeah, it's fun. So guys, we'll see you again next week, bright and early for you American folk, and during wind down for me because it's already 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And DT has a live stream right now happening.
I'm
gonna watch.
You know
that.
what? There might be a little bit of a surprise for you guys for next week.
Yeah, there is a surprise.
A surprise from my end too.
What?
I will be at KatsuCon.
Oh, yeah, you talked about it last week.
Yeah. So I'm going to be in Washington D.C. next weekend. Will we be on the grounds of KatsuCon during the podcast around 10 o'clock?
And to answer you, Teddy, yes, as usual.
So maybe if we're on the grounds and not, resting, I might be able to get you guys a sneak peek through the convention area.
All right, I'll put a link to your YouTube channel on in the show notes. And as for me, next week there will be another surprise, but it's a Patreon only XeroTalk series that I started for patrons only, for the tiers from $8 upwards. Because the lowest tier is just showing support, but anything above that you will get access. I'll have Matt from the Linux Cast as my guest, and next month, as I said at the beginning of the episode, I have Buxry and so on and so forth. So
action-packed things coming up.
Yeah, and
don't sleep on this one, guys.
And if the test is successful for gaming, I might start the Zero Plays.
You're gonna go ahead and resume Zero Plays? Awesome.
Yeah, not resume. I haven't started it yet because of all the issues. But I'll begin with Zero Plays, where you're gonna watch me enjoy myself gaming God of War most of the time because I love that game. And yeah, so sounds fun. All right, guys.
See you guys next week.
All right, and don't forget to, of course, like, comment, subscribe. I could use the subscribers, and if you can, people watch it. Send it to others who can watch it from beginning to end, so I can get the watch hours, because I need to reach those 4,000 watch hours before the 365 days are over, and it's been well over 6 months. So come on, guys.
We're doing a lot better now, though, and we're seeing more watchers. We're seeing more chatters.
Yeah, and 11 minutes 39 average view duration. It's better than before.
Yep.
So
cool.
All right, guys.
All right. That's a wrap.
Take care. Love you guys. Peace out.